Now, did you know that the number of hedgehogs in the UK has considerably declined over the past years? Now, efforts are then being made to make safe areas for hedgehogs and just promote public awareness about how to promote hedgehogs. Now, hedgehog sanctuaries do incredible work in so many different ways, and I'm joined in the studio now by two people who are passionate about hedgehog welfare. Welcome Martin Malin, who is founder of Hornbeam Wood Hedgehog Sanctuary in Harpenden, and Loreen Knight, who has knitted hundreds of hedgehogs to fundraise for the sanctuary, and she's from Caddington in Bedfordshire. Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Are you good?
Yeah, thanks for the invitation.
Brilliant. Martin, let's begin with you. Tell me about the work of the Hornbeam Wood Sanctuary.
So we rescue hedgehogs that are injured. So depending on the time of the year, we're coming up to spring now, summer. So often we'll rescue orphaned baby hoglets. And then throughout the year, we rescue hedgehogs that are injured. Often they're trapped in nettings, things like that. They'll fall down holes, unfortunately, and they have parasites. And then we look after the hedgehog, we rehabilitate them, and then once they're nice and healthy, they'll be released back into the wild. Every year, we rescue around 350 hedgehogs.
Wow, that's a lot. 350 hedgehogs. And then are you reliant on members of the public kind of letting you know if there's an injured hedgehog, etc.? And do people just rock up with a hedgehog?
So we've got a rescue number they call. It's on our website as well. And then they can call that number. And if it's local, so we're based in Harpenden, but obviously we'll drive around 15, 20 minutes around that area. We'll come and collect the hedgehog. If it's a bit further away, they can drop the hedgehogs off to us as well.
Yeah. Why hedgehogs, Martin? Why hedgehogs?
Well, it goes back to my childhood. It's a long story, but it goes back to my childhood, really. I mean, I used to volunteer at a sanctuary, the sanctuary actually that we have now. I used to volunteer there as a child, and one of the first animals I rescued was a hedgehog, and also rescued swans as well. But yeah, I rescued a hedgehog from the River Lee in Weehampstead. So there's attachment there, but also in recent times, because they're on the red list, become endangered, they're one of the wildlife animals that really do need help. So I wanted to focus on an animal that really needs help, and hedgehogs, they do need a lot of help.
No, they do. That's so important. Loreen, tell us about your knitting project. Now, you have knitted hundreds and hundreds of hedgehogs. I have brought in my knitted hedgehogs to keep you company.
I feel quite at home here.
Yeah. So tell me about the ones that you've knitted.
I've lost count.
You've lost count.
I've lost count.
How long does it take you to make them then?
It depends what I'm making. If I'm making a doll, have you seen the pictures of the doll?
Yes, because they're lovely. They sit up, don't they?
They stand up. They're like miniature dolls. It'll take me a day.
Oh, that's not bad. Gosh, you're speedy.
But these, I can do 2 a day.
Two a day?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not as speedy as that. This represents a Netflix addiction, so I don't feel guilty about watching box sets.
But I usually start at 7 in the morning because I'm up. I usually get up between 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So 7 o'clock I'm at it until time I go to bed.
Until you go to bed.
I can't walk. I can't do much.
And that's lovely. So you're making them in order to sell for fundraising, effectively,
for
aren't you?
Hornbeam, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kids absolutely love them.
Oh, who wouldn't love a knitted hedgehog?
They sell quickly, don't they?
They do, yeah.
You can sell a whole bag in a day.
Yes,
oh,
we can,
wow.
yeah.
Give a hedgehog a home. Give a knitted hedgehog a home.
Yes.
Every time I finish knitting one, I'm thinking, good, that's another one who is not going to starve or who's going to be looked after.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a serious responsibility taking a knitted hedgehog home. Well, I think it is. You got to look after it. Martin, tell me about. How long have you been running for?
So 10 years in its current form. 10 years. So we're a registered charity. Prior to that, I was helping wildlife as a child, but originally the sanctuary it used to be part of someone called Graham Dangerfield's animal sanctuary in the 80s. So I was volunteering there in the 80s. But yeah, about 10 years now. So
this is a charity, hence it's really important to do fundraising, isn't it? And this is where the knitted kind of hedgehogs come in.
Yes, he's so dependent on voluntary workers and money coming in, otherwise couldn't do the work.
And can visitors come along to the sanctuary?
We're
as
not
well?
open to the public, but
Okay.
we do offer educational talks to children's groups such as Beavers, Cub Scouts, Rainbows,
Oh,
Girl
wonderful.
Guiding. So as long as it's a children's group that's focused on education, then they can make a booking online, and they can come and visit the sanctuary itself. But we're not open to the public. I must stress that.
So Hedgehog Awareness Week is coming up.
Yes, it is.
Next month.
Yeah.
Incredibly important. There's a lot of activity, isn't there, around just raising awareness. What is there a key focus this year for things? And I guess about making a habitat, that's good and friendly to a hedgehog.
Yeah, one of the biggest things I tell people, if they really want to help hedgehogs, is the simplest thing they can do is just allow access to the hedgehogs to your gardens, and that's just a 13 centimetre hole in your wall of fence. Just by doing that and nothing else, you'll be doing a huge amount to help hedgehogs. But yeah, habitat creation is also great, and that involves very little really. Basically, if you're raking up leaves, put them in a pile somewhere at the back of the garden, maybe stacking up fallen twigs or leaves into piles, maintaining hedges, but have hedges in your garden, because hedges are fantastic habitats for hedgehogs. And you can also make a hedgehog house.
Yeah.
They could be very simple, but you can buy them online. But I'd suggest probably having to go out and making one yourself, to be honest with you. The key thing with a hedgehog house is trying to have a tunnel that enters the hedgehog house. That's a good thing. It just makes it a bit safer for the hedgehogs. Often cats will try and put their claws and things like that, and larger mammals will have a lot harder job getting inside the hedgehog
That's actually
house.
a really good point. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, so having kind of like a little tunnel. They are on the red list, aren't they, at the moment?
Yes.
And that is absolutely heartbreaking. What are some of the things that have really contributed to that, do you think?
Well, it's a vast number of things, unfortunately. So hedgehogs are very important. Obviously, they're on the red list. The population's reduced about 70% in rural areas.
Wow.
And around 50% in urban areas. They're an indicator species. So if you look at the population of hedgehogs, it gives you an indication of what wildlife in general is faring in the UK. And obviously, they're not doing great. But the contributing factors are generally habitat loss. So access, often there's invisible barriers like motorways and things like that. Because they're the only spiny mammal we have, they feel like they're really well protected, but those spines can cause problems for them, and often they will get tangled or trapped in things, which causes them a huge amount of distress. Also, unfortunately, people love hedgehogs, but if they do have hedgehogs in their garden, and it is a mother hedgehog, it has baby hoglets, so they're baby hedgehogs. If they're disturbed, that nest disturbed, the mother will run away and not return. So it's very important, although we all love hedgehogs, not to disturb them if they're nesting in your garden somewhere, because there's a good chance, especially now through summer and autumn, that it could be a family of baby hoglets. And if the mother runs away, we have to rescue them or a rescue centre, and they're orphaned, which is not good. They're much better with the mum.
That's a really important point. So by not disturbing them, you mean not having a little poke around,
Correct.
your scent, etc. Just leaving them be. You know they're there. Maybe you've heard them or whatever. Just leave them. Just leave them be, and then you may be rewarded with some little baby hedgehogs
That's right.
once they're
Cute.
ready to come out effectively.
Yeah.
No, that's really important.
Often, if you want to see hedgehogs, the best thing is to put a trail cam at night.
Yeah.
Or if you want to feed them, even better.
Fantastic.
So if you feed them jelly-based dog or cat food, kitten biscuits.
And you said that, of course, they're spiny animals, and of course they get caught in netting and things like that. So it's important to keep your garden a little bit tidy as well, isn't it?
It is, especially badminton netting, football netting, even allotments. They have netting, anything that can get entangled on them.
Yeah.
Put them away once you finish with them. If you have an allotment, as long as it's about a foot off the ground, it's not laying on the ground. Usually, it's not a hazard for hedgehogs.
Yeah. Lauren, any more projects coming up, or do you just stick to hedgehogs, or have you diversed out to other species and other animals?
No, I used to. I used to do a lot of various types of knitting to support the local community. They would, my local hairdresser used to sell them. It was fun for the community.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'll stick to hedgehogs.
Yeah, no, that's
I know
good.
what I'm doing, and it's all.
It's all there.
I don't have to work out patterns anymore.
You know exactly how you've got a cast on, where the
I
little
don't no
paws
counting
are, the mitts
anymore.
are.
I just sit there all day, watch TV, listen to the to concerts.
I love this. A woman after my own heart. Well,
Wonderful.
these colourful little monsters that you're seeing, they're going to be on a postbox topper on my road because I live quite close to a school. So it's to raise awareness as well. I'm going to put a little poster up as well for Hedgehog Awareness
So,
Week.
How it started about 2 or 3 years ago. I was looking at the garden, looking to it, and I could see this brown lump in the distance, and I thought it was a baby fox. A dead baby fox.
Oh, gosh.
Because we have a lot of them running loose in Caddington in full daylight. And so as I got closer, it started moving. And I realised it's a hedgehog, but a big boy. It was really it was a foot wide at least.
Oh.
It must have been, 2 kilos?
Oh, that's a big hedgehog.
That's a big hedgehog.
Massive.
Yeah. Well, do you know what?
I started doing a lot of research on them, and absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, they are. They're amazing animals, aren't they? They are just amazing animals. Now, lastly, where can folk get the knitted hedgehogs?
Yeah, so as it's a Hedgehog Awareness Week, we are doing lots of stalls and events. Locally, we're going to be at the Kimpton May Festival on the 4th of May. We'll also be in Markyate on the 6th of May and in Redbourne Village on the 11th of May. So that's through the Hedgehog Awareness Week. So we will be selling these lovely little hedgehogs to help raise funds for the charity.
Oh, brilliant. Well, look, thank you so much for coming in, Martin and Lorraine. Thank you so much. You take care.
Yes, I'm glad I've been of help.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Loreen and Martin Malin there, founder of Hornbeam Wood Hedgehog Sanctuary. Now, we've got...